Hey Mojoholics, welcome to episode 17 of Inside Watch Mojo. This week we are flipping the script, and by that I mean we switch sides because I blended into the background on the inside. Anyway, welcome Ash.
Both of your sides are excellent, so don't worry. You look fine. I probably look a bit bizarro, or even more bizarre than usual.
I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, you were away last week, but we'll get to that later. Let's first talk about the move to HD, because we're in clear.
Yes. Well, I mean, we've always done these shows that we shoot ourselves in HD, but if you consider most of our top 10 lists, the #1 critique and complaint was?
Why is it in 480p?
Yeah, why is it still in 480p? But now you've noticed slowly but surely we've gone to HD. You'll still see the odd SD clip because it's us fleshing out videos that we had produced before, but look, you guys complained loud and long enough, and that's good. We like feedback. So now we've basically entered the 21st century and are pumping out more and more HD clips. You know what? That's really a hats off to the team. It's like changing jet engines in mid-flight. To be able to keep pumping out as many great videos as always and make the transition to HD, it was very, very impressive. So good stuff.
Yeah, I just got Apple TV and I watched one of our newer clips on my big TV instead of a computer or my phone, and I was like, this is amazing. Anyway.
Yeah, I did that with Google's Chromecast, and it is very cool. All right.
So last week you were in New York. What were you doing?
So last week was the upfronts, and YouTube had its brandcast, and they invited us. And it's funny because last year they, hauled out Bethany Mota, and then they had Vice come out and talk. So you had like a personality, and then the media, the brand company. And this year, same thing. They had a number of personalities, Tyler Oakley, and a bunch of other people. And then BuzzFeed came out and spoke. And I was kind of sitting there and just thinking, where we fit in. Obviously, I think people watch YouTube, either they like the personalities or they follow the brands. And it's pretty clear what you guys like. And hopefully next year we'll be on stage talking about Watch Mojo, following in the footsteps of the Vices and the BuzzFeeds of the world.
Right.
Although we are actually bigger than one thing from the BuzzFeed.
Oh, yeah.
One thing from the BuzzFeed presentation by Zay Frank, which was very insightful and entertaining, is they do about 750 million minutes of watch time each month. We do 1.2 billion. So we are actually bigger than them, although, to each their own.
Not to pat ourselves on the back or anything,
just
but what are
a
you
stat. We like stats, yeah.
Did you get a chance to see the trivia show, Know Your Mojo?
Yes, by Chris Mason. Yeah, so when we brought on Chris, our idea was that, we're just going to say this. A few years ago, the whole Let's Play category took off. Then last year it was the unboxing. So there's going to be more and more of these game show, trivia things, channels, shows on YouTube. And because, because our programming touches on trivia, and you guys like facts and whatnot, we wanted to dip our toe. When we started to look at the possibilities, doing a whole game show seemed like a lot of work, and we didn't want it, like the transition to HD, to slow us down. So in order to kind of gauge your interest, we put out just a basic trivia show to see the interest. And the reality is, we like Chris a lot. Chris is definitely a character. We could have launched the Know Your Mojo trivia show with like PewDiePie or Jessica Fan, like some existing star on YouTube.
That's not her name.
That's not her name? Jessica Fan?
It's not Jessica.
What is it?
Michelle.
Michelle Fan. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Michelle Fan. My bad. It's my ignorance, not hers. She's worth like 80 gazillion billion dollars. But yeah, so we could have launched it with an existing superstar, and I actually think the reaction would have largely been the same after the, oh, this is cool, collaboration. I think after that people would have said, okay, give us our top 10 list. So what we've decided to do is, and we get that. It goes back to that whole brands versus personality. So because you're busy, Dan's busy, I'm busy, we wanted someone new to come and just kind of like take this from concept to reality. But we shot a couple, we got the feedback. I would say a slight majority was liking it. A minority were disliking it. A few comments were like, this is fine, this is good. But a lot of you were like, okay, this is a bit too left field for us. So what we've decided to do is actually go ahead and take it to the next level, which is start bringing on first Watch Mojo staffers. So you probably don't know this. I'm volunteering you. You will be one of the contestants on one of the shows, and let's say in the first week you'll take on Matt based on some categories and a few things to pay attention to. Then the following week would be like Dan versus Adrian or Jeremy or myself, and based on things that we are into and interested in and things that you guys are into, we'll then kind of like win prizes on behalf of the Mojoholics. So it's kind of, we're going to take it to the next level. If you look far, far ahead, 3 years down the road, we'll then be doing that show live across campuses where you guys come in the live audience. It's kind of like a progression, evolution. So that's kind of the update on that show.
That's very cool. Did you have a message to like interested candidates in terms of
Yes.
HR?
Yes. So very quick, we've grown from 8-9 people to 23 full-timers and 100 part-timers. And obviously we thank you for making that possible. And we also, speaking of being a YouTube broadcast, we obviously love YouTube. I mean, this is to some extent the company that YouTube built. It is what it is. So the message is we've gotten a lot of resumes and CVs over the past year. And we as much as we try to get back to everyone and put everyone through, some kind of test to see if there's a fit or not, sometimes some CVs do slip through the cracks. Don't give up. I've been rejected 1,000 times, and that's part of life. But if you really, really like WatchMojo and you're like, oh my God, I could see myself working in one capacity or another, don't give up. I'm not saying to spam us and start showing up and stalking us at the office, but you could follow up. If you sent in a resume and a few weeks went by and you didn't get a response, it's fine to follow up. I would also make it as little as generic as possible. Make it personalized in the sense that if there is something that you feel you could do better than anyone else, where you would be the Michael Jordan or Wayne Gretzky of WatchMojo, like if you have an idea for a show, if you have an idea for top 10 lists, if you're something, whatever, stand out. We do get dozens and dozens of CVs each week. So, but don't give up. Hopefully
that's where the cover letter comes in really handy.
The cover letter helps for sure.
Is there an update on subtitles?
Yes, so next week someone else will be on as we do. We like to bring new faces, but in 2 weeks, I will come and talk to you guys about an initiative that we started last year regarding subtitles, as also it ties into both English programming, but also translations to other languages. If you are interested, a lot of you have emailed us. Email us again, watch@watchmojo.com, regarding adding subtitles to the clips, sound bites and all that. We will then kind of go through the program, specifically what's in it for you, why we're doing it, etc., etc. So it's more of a setting the stage for in 2 weeks, we'll talk about that.
Alrighty. So before we get to the rest of the show, we'll need your help on some suggest pages. So take a look at these. Top 10 paparazzi video encounters with celebs, top 10 video games based on board games, and top 10 Batmobiles. Top 10 paparazzi video encounters with celebs is gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be a very violent video.
Between Alec Baldwin and Kanye. I was just watching another, I think, stupid things or dumb things said by celebrities, and that Sway interview with Kanye is just, it makes me laugh every time. Walt Disney, if you watch it. Anyway, so I'm working on, you have to watch it, top 10 TV therapists or psychologists.
Tobias, Arrested Development.
Okay, see, that's not the first one I think of. I think of Frasier.
Well, no, Frasier is like a serious full-time. That would be like an intro scene where he gives his card out and you see anal rapist. He's like, yeah, I'm an analyst therapist. I don't think he would actually make,
he probably would. I don't think there's that many.
Yeah.
What are you working on?
So I'm working on top 10 songs made famous by commercials. And again, this is one of those where obviously if you're a fan of the band or if you are like this huge music aficionado, it might not be true in your case. But like for example, Moby a few years ago licensed his entire album into many commercials. The first one I personally think of, although again, this is probably not gonna make the list, 1983, picture it. I'm living in Madrid, I'm like 5 years old, and I see, why are you laughing? What's funny about that?
Because picture it, it's just the way Sophia tells stories
in
the Golden Girls.
Yes. But anyway, the first time I heard Every Breath You Take by The Police, it was in a Schweppes ad. So to me, and that's why it's very subjective, but to me, I would actually say that one. It's like one of my first childhood memories vividly. But I don't think that'll make the list because obviously that was a popular song.
Right. Yeah, the only ones I can think of, the song was already popular, like the M&M's ad with the LMFAO song.
Yeah, I think this is a video where you're going to see a lot of comments saying, what are you talking about? Yeah. That one wasn't made popular by a commercial. That's going to be very subjective, but it's one of those like nostalgic, fun clips.
The commercial stuff always does.
We're going to do it anyway so you could blast us and we could feel good about ourselves.
Fun times. So last week for the contest, we asked you guys to make up your own fake holiday, a la Star Wars Day. So may the 4th be with you, by the way. So you guys did way better than I expected because I was like, this one's impossible. We're gonna get like 1 entry, and we got many entries. So I can't go with the Back to the Future ones because like you can't just enter with Back to the Future and expect me to pick it because that's just cheating. But October 21st, 2015 is going to be a party. But So, congratulations to Lou German, at Lou the German, who gave us fake holiday Lost Day, which would be 4/8, April 8th, I guess that's, yeah. And this year it would be 4/8/15. So I think the numbers on Lost were like 4/8/15, 16, 23, 42. I made that up, I have no idea.
See, I didn't watch Lost, so I figured it was the 29th of February. Get it? Because that date is lost, but that's just...
I get it.
My brain works in different ways.
All right. So don't forget to email us at contest@WatchMojo.com to claim your prize and send us your shipping info. Now, this week, in honor of Mother's Day, well, we are, in fact, which is this Sunday, so don't forget to buy a card, we want you to tweet us your favorite Yo Mama joke.
Oh, how does that celebrate Mother's Day?
It involves mothers. I don't know. I kind of ran out of ideas.
That's like, is that in honor of Eminem or something? Like,
No, not that kind of Yo Mama joke. Do you have any Yo Mama jokes?
I take the fifth. No, this isn't going to go anywhere.
I only think of Will Smith when I think of Yo Mama jokes for some reason. So don't forget the hashtag WMQuestion. I can't wait to see this one. So before we get to the comment of the week, we actually had a comment which was kind of a question, whatever. So Typhlosion for President asked on another top 10 awesome cover songs, what's with all of the extra adjectives in the titles of your more recent videos?
Oh, okay. So, like, do you have an example? Like,
well, that one. Another top 10 awesome cover songs.
Okay, I mean, awesome's not the first one that comes to mind. I think sometimes what we're doing is when we start to research a list, we'll see like, okay, this could be a funny angle, a serious angle, a shocking angle. So in order not to have this weird experience where you see like something tragic at number 10 and then number 9 is funny, then number 8 is just like irreverent, we realize, look, this is another reason why we'll never run out of ideas. We'll realize, look, we could just do a funny one, a serious one, a shocking one, etc., etc. When it comes to the awesome ones or those, I mean, look, it's definitely, that's not clickbait. Clickbait is like, oh my God, click on this to be blown away. You'll never believe what happened. We will never do that. We hate clickbait. We could generate so many more views. We don't game YouTube, like, you know, we don't do all that nonsense, even though other people could do it and it's part of their business plan, more power to them. It's really just our way of making the video more consistent 10 through 1 and, you know, ensuring that we feature entries that we otherwise would not. Because if we were to just do like one list on, let's say, explosions, it's gonna, you know, chances are there's gonna be a lot of the usual suspects. But if you were to do like over-the-top explosions or realistic explosions, or, you know, those
scenes where guys are running away from explosion.
Exactly, yeah. Or like explosions of a villain on a train rolling backwards in a western. You get the idea. Don't give us ideas.
Yeah. So for the final thing, comment of the week. Now I know I'm mispronouncing this guy's name because I've mispronounced it before, but I don't actually know how to say it. Renz Kurzbergen on last week's Inside Watch Mojo commented, I thought Ash finally gained the ability to grow hair, but then I found out that this is not Ash. That's true.
Renz emailed us, actually I believe Kenneth forwarded it to me regarding adding subtitles and whatnot. So that's all part of what we're going to be discussing in 2 weeks. Cool. See, we read your emails and comments. I really don't have a life. That's all we do. So in 2 weeks, we'll touch on what you talked about, Renz, if we don't email you privately in the meantime.
Yes, and I will see you guys next week.